Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. Woo! And I'm feeling good. Rest in peace, Warren. Uh, y'all looking for me? Ha! I'm looking for y'all. Here I is. Hey! What it do? What it do? What it do? Here I is. Here I is. Well, here I is with another Here I is flow. And this is on the relationship rehab show. I'm coming with the flow off the top of my dome. And I don't know, but I'm rapping like I'm at home. And I don't know what else to say. Ah, shit. That freestyle was Whack Arnold. Whack Arnold is tearing this family apart. What's up, y'all? What it do? What it do? Let me give me a little sippy to sip. New drink. It's all right. All right, y'all. So look, I just realized, you know, all this shit changing on me. And the last time I went live, Yeah, Sylvester, my bars was Whack Arnold tonight. That shit was not worthy of the airwaves. It was not. It was terrible. Just terrible. But I didn't know, and I think I'm figuring this shit out a little bit better. But normally how I set my show up and I set a time for it and then it'll warn you and let you know, I did it backwards. So it's like two ways, I guess, that I can actually do it. Well, I can actually just say, hey, I'm about to go live right now and just go live with no time set. But then I have to do it another way now, and I have to actually create the entire show. So I think I'm gonna try it that way the next time, because I definitely got another show coming up that I'll be doing tomorrow. But yeah, I think I'm figuring it out. So y'all just keep bearing with me. Hey, as long as everybody can hear me, the sound is working, we good. Let me back up off this thing a little bit. There we go. Yeah. All right, so tonight we are talking about Deon K. And those of you who do not know who Deon K is, he is another young black man that done got shot down by Sheriff Ton Brown. Came in to shoot me down, but I shot him down. And I say, oh, nah. Hey, I shot the nigga, but I did not shoot the innocent man. Ooh. I shot a nigga, but I did not shoot no regular man. Yes, I'm doing this literally because I feel obligated now, because the fact that people are getting shot and killed by the police is one thing. But when you have people blatantly, time and time again, doing shit that's putting not only the police officer lives at risk, but civilians and themselves, I don't understand it. I have now gotten to the point of confusion. A lot of times I've talked about this on my United Guns of America channel. And shout out to the United Guns of America. We got 3 people in the VIP section on tonight. I see y'all. G-Friend, CIA Hole. Where is the chat that's active? Where is his live? The one on the screen always seems busier than this chat. Yes, it is. You are right, CIO. Go to the relationship rehab and you will be able to see the live chat that's going on. But both of them are slow tonight. This chat over here, the relationship rehab, is slow because I set the show up wrong and I just like went live in the moment. And I should have set it up to where it'll send out alerts, but I screwed that up. So that's neither here nor there. I'ma still do my thing. But I do want to say this. I looked at, oh wait, no, I don't want to touch that because that might screw something up. But I looked at the when I first logged into the channel tonight, I realized that we are now at 5,970 subs on the road to 10,000, baby. So I just need 30 more subs to get to 6,000. I would like to do that ASAP. We got another 3 months left to get to 10,000 subs, and damn it, we're gonna do it. So I'm hoping that we made some very good progress within the last like not even 30 days. We didn't add like another 300 subs. So that's what's up. I'm very proud of the work that we have been doing. Everybody's been helping, putting the likes up, putting the sharing it out on their pages. I appreciate you. Keep it up. But I'm really gotten confused about why these people and why these young black men are steadily provoking the police. I don't understand that. And they're doing it to the point to where it almost seems like they're asking to be shot, like they want to go out in a blaze of glory. It is just with everything that we have, because this is something. The reason why I'm saying this, it's because when you look at what the world has seen about officer involved shootings, there is too much video footage to show how things can go wrong, and to see people still doing those very same things. It's like they're provoking the shit to go wrong, like they want it to go left. It's like these young black men want to do things to make shit go left so they can get shot by the police. So they can, I don't know if it's whether they're trying to sue and get a check, or if they just willing to die and go out in a blaze of glory because they may think they're going to die young anyway, might as well be by the police. At least mama and them will get a little change, get some money. I don't know. But it is very disturbing to me to see how we as black folks and we as a society have gotten used to young people dying. We really have. Even myself, I came in singing about a nigga who got killed doing the "I Shot the Sheriff" parody. And a lot of it is just it's, I get the fact that sometimes you have to laugh to keep from crying. I totally get that. But it's like, I can tell you myself personally, I have gotten desensitized to this, not just because of where I come from and what I've seen in my neighborhood, but just in doing this and just talking about this on YouTube in hopes of changing the mindset of these young people and just people in general as how they view the police, view police interactions, and just how we relate to each other and the things that we do and say to each other, how much that matters. I can say that I've seen it myself, and it's like, yeah, I can see how it just like the other day, me and my brother was talking today, and he was like, man, it's crazy how a 8-year-old girl got killed. That shit was on the news for one day, and now that shit's an afterthought. It's an afterthought. And it's like when you see the little girl who got killed in Houston, with them no good, ain't shit mama and daddy, stepmama, daddy, whatever the fuck they was, but them ain't shit parents in Houston. And that 2-year-old girl, was she 2 or was she 5, whatever, but she got killed. And it's like, to see that, and everybody's in an uproar, everybody's pointing the finger, they did it, they did it, they did it. I get it. But it's like, unless it's something to the extreme, it has to keep getting worse and worse and worse for it to get any type of attention. And that is very troubling to me. It just is. And I mean, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna break this down, and we're gonna look at it, talk about it, and I'm gonna give my point of view on it. But I'm telling you, it is really starting. I'm really starting to notice the further desensitizing of this. And it's only happening to us. So for those of us that, for those faithful, pro-black, woke folks that said black on black crime, there's no such thing because it's white on white crime, and white on white crime exists just like black on black crime does too. I hear you, but I can't tell you the last time I saw a little white kid get shot and killed. Well, actually, I can. The little white 5-year-old boy that got shot and killed by who? By who? A young black boy. But you don't see these white on white kids. You don't see them getting shot. You don't see a 8-year-old white boy getting shot in the car because the ops is at him. You don't see it. You don't see a 8 or 5-year-old boy getting shot and killed. What do they call that? Goddamn, assassinated. What do they call? I forgot what they call that. Where you get killed like you're being assassinated. Is it assassinated? What is it? I don't know what the word is. I lost my word. Damn it. What do you call execution style? Thank you. I got that myself. There we go. Come on, brain. But execution style. You don't see that in other races. And not to say that other kids ain't dying. I ain't saying that. But our kids, our young men are dying at alarming rates. And we ain't pissed off. All we want to do is go after a police-involved shooting. We don't want to go after a us-involved shooting. Yeah, you know what that is, a us-involved shooting? That's us, when we involved. And it's really disturbing to me, man. But let's go ahead and let's start off with my favorite part of the show. Come on, baby.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder.
That's a good drink.
This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
I'm enjoying that. That's a new drink. New shit. So, I guess the thing to think about is this interaction and what happened and how we handle it. And I'm really confused, man. I'm at a point where it's like I don't understand where we trying to go. I don't understand what our intentions are with what we're doing, because it just seems like now, like we are just being flat out played. That's what it seems like. It seems like we just being played. Like they're just using us as an ends to a means. A means to an end. They say, hey, look, we can use this. This shit will give us a buzz. People will be talking about it. We can get these emotional ass black folks to go out in the streets, making a lot of noise, do this, do that. And all the while we'll say, hey, we trying, and this is, what we're doing to help y'all. We trying to help y'all because we care too. Meanwhile, this shit just keep happening, keep getting worse and worse. Because ain't shit changed. Y'all do see that, right? At the very least, we do see that there hasn't been a change. And this ain't a thing about saying, oh, this is Trump's fault that this is happening. Nope. Oh, this is because of the George Floyd. Nope. This shit has just become common behavior amongst us now. And it's like we are intentionally doing shit to get shot. Let's go ahead and let's get it cracking.
Washington, D.C. police released this body cam footage showing an officer fatally shoot 18-year-old Deon K. Officers say they were responding to a report of a man with a gun, and K ran and pulled a gun before being shot. A slowed-down version of the video shows K throw a gun just as he's being shot, which the officer finds in the video down the hill. The shooting led the local Black Lives Matter group to tweet, quote, D.C. police murdered a black man, calling for immediate protest, which took place at the police station. Katie Johnston for WJZ.com.
So here's my thing. My first question with this. What are you supposed to do as a police officer when a civilian has a gun in their hand running from you that you're trying to place under arrest? What do you do? I don't understand what the expectation is for somebody with a gun, and for all of these wonderful people who don't have any law enforcement training, who ain't never put on a gun and a badge, who ain't never, ever been out in these streets. I want y'all to think long and hard about that answer. You can leave it in the comment section to tell me, if you was the police officer in this situation and you had a person that you're trying to apprehend running with a gun in hand, what would you do? I look forward to those answers. I really do. I really do, because it seems as though those are the main people, just like in Black Lives Matter. Now, all of a sudden, he's been murdered by the police unjustifiably, and we got to take to the streets. That's what this is. That's exactly what this has turned into now. That's exactly what it's turned into now. And here you go. This is exactly what it becomes. And now everybody's in the street for this dude who did what you just saw. This is what the fallout is. Right. Fingers up to the camera. Fuck you. Right. Fuck 12. Stopping traffic. Free the people, fight the power, fuck the police. Free the people, fight the power, fuck the police. Do you see what I mean? It's like, what is okay? And let's try to understand that. Free the people. So you saying like free the people, like there's some people that are in captivity. Who's in captivity? Who? You saying free the people? Obviously, what you're trying to imply is that there's somebody who is unjustly being held by police or in prison, falsely accused or unfairly imprisoned or something. That's what you're implying when you say free the people. That's to say that there's some people that are in bondage or that are in custody or they locked up or whatever the case may be. Like people say, free Larry Hoover. Free Larry Hoover. So you saying free Larry Hoover? Why? Like this dude has a record a mile long. He has substantial amounts of evidence placed against it. Free who? Who is it that we're asking to be freed? Next thing is what? Fight the power. What power that are we trying to fight? The powers that be? You got to fight the powers that be. Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power. What is this power that we're fighting? What is it that you're trying to fight against? Because what I was saying, like I said, I'm trying to be as objective as I possibly can. If I'm saying fight the powers, I'm talking about maybe the political powers that be. I'm talking about the way the system is set up, and I want to change the system. So then I would now say to you, how do you fight the power of politics and you're not involved or challenging the politicians that are in power? What the fuck are you doing in the tunnel if you're trying to fight the power? I'm just saying, I'm literally trying to, I swear to y'all, I'm trying to be as objective as I possibly can to understand what it is that's being said. Because a lot of times people say, oh, you know what they mean, or you understand. Well, I'm asking, what is it that we are trying to do in the street here that we're not doing or that we could be doing on the political side of things? That's what I'm saying. And that's what I don't see, which is why I'm so like, I don't get it. I don't understand what they're doing. Then the last thing is fuck the police. What did the police do to where you gonna say fuck them? I mean, obviously, if I tell you, hey man, fuck you, That means you've either said something or you've done something that I do not like, as to the point to where I don't want to have anything to do with you. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So it's like, if we're at that point, tell me what it is the police did, because clearly right here, the police did what he was supposed to do. He was well within his jurisdiction. He was well within his authority, which is given to him by whom? The people. If we want to change the laws, then let's do just that. As opposed to hoping and a wishing and a praying that somebody do what we feel is right. Not what we legally have outlined as being right. Not what we can actually show you as a law that we've established and had written and voted upon as a people to say that that's right. Just what we feel is right. That's what I'm saying. It's like, so you're saying fuck the police, defund the police, disarm the police, disband the police. Okay, then what happens when the thugs and criminals come take over? Who you gonna call? Because the Ghostbusters ain't fucking with these niggas. Egon and motherfucking Bankman and all them, they not showing the fuck up. And you damn sure know that the black dude ain't showing up. What was his name? Arnie, I think it was. He damn sure ain't showing up. He know what niggas do, what niggas are and what niggas do. So you try to call the Ghostbusters, at your best, you might get Slimer. At your best. So who are you gonna call once there are no police? Let's just take the police out of the equation. Who do you call when your house get broken into? Who do you call when your car get into an accident? Who do you call when niggas come knocking at your door at 6 in the morning? Who do you call when there's somebody breaking into your car at 3 o'clock in the morning? Who do you call? What do you do? Because now the people are free to do whatever the fuck they want. And if you think that the people ain't gonna do that, you think the criminals are not going to capitalize off of police being defunded, police being disbanded, police being disarmed, whatever the hell else you get on that sign, you a damn fool. I tell you one thing though about marching in that tunnel, they got some great acoustics. The acoustics in that tunnel are amazing. They sound really good. And you know what's so funny and what I'm noticing? Why is it, and y'all tell me if I'm wrong, you do realize that it's more and more white people in the front of these protests and marches than it is black people. Y'all do realize that, right? Now, yes, you'll have a black spokesperson. Yes, you'll have one of these neo-soul looking niggas with some dreads or some twists, or they have a little fro or something at the front, and they be the ones that's talking with the megaphone or whatever, loud and all that shit. But then when you start to look in the crowd, and look here, and not just here, look at other protest videos and tell me what you see. How is it that these people are outnumbering our people and it's our plight? And that was one of the things that I really loved about Herschel Walker's son saying what he said. I don't need y'all to represent me. I don't need y'all to tell me what it is I don't need y'all to speak on my behalf, telling other people what it is to be black or Black Lives Matter. I know my life matters. And you know how you know your life matters? It's when you make it matter. That's all I'm saying. But we have and all I'm getting at, and I'm not saying that people of other colors, people of other genders shouldn't, not other genders, but of other races and other colors and creeds and all that should not be able to participate in the protest. I ain't saying that in the least bit, because it's strength in numbers. But where is us? Where are the niggas? Where are the black folks in these videos? Because you don't see them. You honestly do not see them. All you see is this here. And you see a little sprinkle of pepper amongst the salt. And that's quite odd. It's just odd to me to say, well, if black folks really do care about this and black lives, because I'm telling you right now, you go and look on these niggas' pages, you look on every nigga's Facebook, Instagram, you look on anything that they got a mask on to say Black Lives Matter, they got a hat to say Black Lives Matter, they got a t-shirt to say Black Lives Matter, they got a bra for their sagging titties to say Black Lives Matter. They got on bonnets to say they Black Lives Matter. The socks, the shoes, everything is Black Lives Matter. But the minute it comes down to taking to the streets, protesting, talking, whatever it is, non-existent. Non-existent. But let some looting come up, niggas everywhere in the streets. So and I'm just saying that, like I said, I'm trying to be as objective as I possibly can in this. I don't understand what the purpose is and what the goal is in this. Where are we trying to get to doing this? And a lot of people try to equate this and try to make this like, this is like how it was when Martin Luther King and them was marching. Nope. King and them, when they took to the streets because laws weren't being adhered to. Look, white folks is telling us we can't go here. The Constitution says we can, so we gonna stand out here in the streets until the police or until the judge enforces the law that's saying we supposed to be here. That's what they did. They actually had purpose. They knew what they were gonna do. Then they organized it, planned it, and then they went out and executed. This is literally what's happening. Every time a nigga gets shot by another nigga, don't nobody say nothing. You'll see the news coverage. You'll see some bears, some t-shirts, and some candles lit on the corner where that person got shot. And that's it. Every time a black person gets shot by a police officer, this is what you see. You see droves of people talking about we shut shit down, we pigs in the blanket. That's what you see. Fuck 12, fuck the police. That's what you see. Defund, disarm, disband. And that's really like, I have to ask the question, like, what is this all about? Look. 1, 2, 3 niggas, and look at all them white folks. One dude, white folks.
You are going to light fireworks in this march. MPD protects the rich, you're a public safety risk. MPD protects the rich, MPD protects the rich. MPD protects the rich.
And where do they get all these Black Lives Matter signs from? That's part of the 200 million budget, the $1 billion.
Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. The po-po. Say no to the po-po. Say fuck Trump. Say fuck ICE. Say fuck. Get it. Shut it down. Deon, don't get it. Shut it down. I'm dying at the hands of white people. To build your American white plantation.
Oh yes, without a doubt, they are definitely plants. They are hired, paid terrorists. That's a political. I'm sorry, not terrorists, but paid political terrorists. That's exactly what they're doing. They are literally doing all of this because they are getting whatever, $15 an hour, $20 an hour to go out and do this. They are being paid to literally go out and start shit. That's it. And when you have that aspect of it, then you got to question, like, are they really like down for this shit, or are they just out here down for this shit because there's money in this shit? That's all it is. It's money in it. It's money involved. I can go create a ruckus. We'll pay you. Go ahead. Look, they literally just gossiping, just walking and talking. Look, motherfuckers out here taking breaks, reading off the motherfucking. Listen. You hear that shit? They just literally just like talking shit, just making shit up to say. This person is out here and they shot him in the back of the head. They didn't shoot nobody in the back of the goddamn head. You just making shit up and just saying shit that somebody's telling you to say. And all I'm saying is this. If that's what y'all paid to do, I personally believe it's some fuck shit to do. But why are we okay with this shit being called Black Lives Matter when it's clear and presently shown on a daily basis that that's not the case? Words matter. They do. And what you're calling yourself and what you're calling something, that should matter, especially when it's exploiting one's race. Because if somebody came out with something called Whites Matter, White Lives Matter, Hispanic lives, Latino lives matter, I'm quite sure that that group would be at the forefront of what they do, how it's executed, where they're going, and what's happening with it. I'm sure they would. But it's like we're not. We're cool with them just saying, hey, we're going to take this name, we're going to take this, and we're going to put it all over, and we're going to have it pop up and exploit it whenever we need to. All right, cool. At least we in the talk. We the talk of the town. It's amazing. So now I want to actually show the actual shooting. This is the part here that I really just want to break down and just show, like, there is, honest to God, no reason for us to even be considering there's some type of foul play in this. There is no reason whatsoever for us to even be remotely saying, well, they murdered that baby, that boy got killed and they didn't do. It should be a no-brainer to say, well, yeah, I see why he shot him. Absolutely. I'm impressed at how well he shot him. It's very difficult to be chasing somebody to the point to where you chasing them and you actually run in front of them, turn around and shoot their ass. That's pretty impressive. If I must say so myself, I was quite impressed with that. But let's go ahead, let's take a look. So this is basically the video saying warning, graphic content. This is the actual shooting. The Metropolitan Police Department provided this body of cam footage. There we go.
Involving the fatal shooting of Mr. Deon K.
Yeah.
Involving a uniformed police officer on Wednesday, September 2nd, 2020 in the 200 block of Orange Street Southeast.
7 days ago.
All viewers should be aware that this contains graphic content of a fatal shooting. The Metropolitan Police Department's model use of force policy and training emphasize de-escalation, proportionality, and reasonableness.
So basically what they're doing is they're reading exactly what the police department's like manuals, what they're saying. They're talking about just use of force. And these are like the key things about their use of force policy. And they're saying it emphasizes on de-escalation, proportionality, and reasonableness. So basically saying using the tools that you have as far as how you evaluate your response to or use of force, that's basically what they're saying this is rooted in.
Above all, MPD recognizes the sanctity of human life and that any loss of life is a tragic outcome for a family and a community. Since December 2016, all patrol officers are required to wear body-worn cameras. On Wednesday, September 6th.
And I will keep saying this. Everybody should wear them. This needs, and it's like when we're talking about things that we want to change and bring about change and all that kind of stuff, this should be something that we as the citizens of the United States of America, in all fairness, we should be pushing for our government to spend money on this. And the reason why I say the federal government is because this should be a universal thing. This should be a thing that any and every police department should do. Now, what I do believe is that the maintenance of, because people always try to, come with the fiscal shit. Well, what that costs? Everything that we want as a people, it costs money. It does. The initial infrastructure and setup should be the federal government. Yes. So getting the servers in place, getting the network set up to where all of this data and stuff can be collected, this video footage can be downloaded and uploaded to the cloud. Get on board with Amazon Web Servers, whoever the hell web servers you got to use. You go ahead, get this bank of servers set up. You get this data encrypted, and you have it secured on this site, and basically by police department, you have each police department pay a maintenance fee. So whatever it is, and here's what you do, because every police department, you have certain, smaller police departments and others. If your police department, depending on the number of officers that you have or the number of your staff, that's how you break down how much you pay. So if you have anywhere between, because a police department who has 30,000 officers compared to a police department that has 300, there's a huge difference, as Trump would say, huge difference in what those costs would be. So should everybody pay $100,000? No, but depending on how that would break down, a department like, let's say, NYPD, they would have a much bigger price tag or bill, if you will, that they would have to pay over the year. And that's how you maintain it. And depending on how astronomical it is, even if you did something and went like the government paid 30% of it or something like that, and you got to come up with the rest, there needs to be some type of uniform body camera system that is uploaded and is downloaded and made available to all of its citizens. If I'm a United States citizen and I am in an incident, I should be able to go and get my police footage. Plain and simple. I should be able to do it. And it shouldn't be where I got to go talk to the police chief or I got to go talk to the sheriff. Nope. That information should be there. Just like I can go online and find out how much my goddamn ticket is and how much I got to pay, I should be able to go online and find and pull down my interaction when I have to deal with a police officer. Plain and simple. And you put that time frame on a 60-day thing, on a 60-day footage, or however long it takes within reason. It should be at least 60 days that footage is kept. And it's up to your ass to download it. It's up to you to take that footage and to use it. Because what that's going to do, it's going to make the police officers be better and be more responsible and more cognitive of what it is that they're doing every day. And it's going to give people the transparency that they're asking for. So you don't have a cover-up like Laquan McDonald. But let's go ahead and let's listen to the details of what happened here.
2nd, 2020, at approximately 3:49 p.m., uniformed MPD officers were in the area of the 200 block of Orange Street Southeast to investigate a man with a gun. Upon arrival, the officers approached.
So, dang it. So that right there lets you know why they were there. Because people always want to say, oh, the police were just there. They were just fucking with people. They were just going over there just to fuck with him. They were just walking around, saw a young black man standing outside, minding his own business, and they decided to mess with him. Nope. They were responding to a call. That matters. Because when you're talking about probable cause, when you're talking about why the police officer was this aggressive or why the police officer was chasing him, what happened? Oh, that boy started running because he was scared. Bullshit. The reason why that shit took place and that shit went down the way that it did is because they were responding to a call. Let's see. All of the traffic cams too. Any footage we're paying for. Hey, I agree with that. EB3000 says all of the traffic cams too. Any footage we're paying for. A government intranet that every citizen can sign into and keep a record of who looks at what. Yep. And all you need to do is just do it to where you have a secure login. Every citizen gets a secure login and you log into it and see what it is that you're doing and see what it is you get. That's what you're doing. That's exactly how it goes. So let's go ahead and let's check this out.
Officers were in the area of the 200 block of Orange Street Southeast to investigate a man with a gun. Upon arrival, the officers approached individuals in a parked vehicle. Mr. Deon K. exited the vehicle and began to run on foot. Officers pursued Mr. K on foot. An officer observed Mr. K brandish a firearm and subsequently the officer discharged his service weapon once, striking Mr. K in the chest.
So now this is the actual footage, and what you're gonna see now is him actually just rolling up. This is him rolling up and just going from there. You're gonna see the shooting, and you're gonna see the after effects of that shooting. What happens afterwards? So let's go ahead. Yep. Here, actually, I just turned it up. Boom. Ah.
Hey, shots fired, shots fired.
Now, there's the first shooter. Right, and he hit him with one shot. I'm telling you, that was here's why I say I was so impressed by what he did. In the time frame that it took for him to transition from his car, seeing who he's going after, chasing him, and then coming around to run past him to come around and then get him with a single shot, I mean, you can't draw that up any better. Because the thing is this, and this is the only thing that I kind of like, because he did make a mistake. I'm gonna point that out. He did make a mistake. The fact that he knew that this guy had a gun, the fact that he knew who he was going after, once he saw that and that dude didn't stop, instead of letting that dude turn around on you, he could have shot him sooner. He really could have, because it's not up to the police to allow you to swing around with your gun on them. You running with a gun, that's not all. Well, he was running the other way. No, you need to drop the gun, sir. Plain and simple. And he's in that, and he's in that situation in the moment. You're talking seconds. Just look back and see how many seconds it is till he gets shot. Let's see, 15, right. So this is 3:49 p.m. Bam. That's 3 seconds. 3 seconds. Let's look at it again. All of this takes place in total of about maybe 9. Watch. 24 seconds right here when he gets out the car. And as soon as he gets out, he sees this guy and he takes off. Watch. You see that? 24. So that was 15, 49, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. 7 seconds. 7 seconds. This is why it is so important. I'm going to sit here for a minute. This is why it's so important as citizens. When I did that show the other day, talking about how citizens need to stop going and doing extra shit. Citizens, we need to stop trying to, oh, I'm going to get to my car. Oh, let me tie my shoe. Oh, let me sit down. Oh, I can't breathe right now. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, let me put my shirt on. Oh, let me get my pants. Oh, I got some eggs cooking. Oh, let me get my ribs off the grill. Oh, wait, my burgers is on the stove. Oh, wait, let me pull this turkey out the oven first before I go to jail. Oh, wait, I got to take this wave grease out my head. Oh, wait, let me put my wave cap on before I go. All that extra shit you try to do, this was 7 seconds to go from a chase to a shooting. So when you're talking about, oh, when they saw he was just trying to get to him, when they talked about Jacob Blake, he was just trying to get to his kids. We don't know what he was doing. No, you don't have time to get to your kids. You don't have time to tie up your shoes. You don't have time to fix your belt. You don't have time to say, hey, just wait, let me talk to you, man. Let me tell you something. I'm not that type of guy. You know me, I'm not that type of guy. Stop trying to negotiate and talk shit in the streets. Because as a law enforcement officer, just as easily how that shit went from 0 to 100 in 7 seconds, it could have went the other way in less than that. That kid could have just turned around and said, fuck it, I'm blasting this motherfucker. That would have been 2 seconds instead of 7. So as a police officer, I'm not taking that chance of trying to figure out what the fuck a potential bad guy is going to do. Because while I'm doing that, what's on the line for me? My life. I'm not trying to hope that a bad guy does the right thing. That's insane. I sure hope that this tiger doesn't try to maul me. I sure hope that this bear with these 9-inch claws don't try to kill me. I sure hope that this young teenager with this fucking Bursa 9mm doesn't try to shoot me. You know? These are no good ass niggas. They out here doing this stupid shit, and then here's my point to this. You get mad when you get shot. Why would you run with a gun? Why would you pull or brandish a weapon? Why wouldn't you just leave your gun on your hip, drop your gun where you stand, or just put your hands up and say, fuck, he got me, let me go to jail? Because if you're in Chicago, Kim Fox gonna get you out in lickety split time anyway. She had you back out on the streets in 2 weeks. Why are we doing things that are actually putting our lives in danger to where we are forcing the cops or the ops or 12 to shoot us down? Then once we get shot down, then now we say they murdered us, they did us wrong, police brutality, they just killing us, they hunting us. Hell no, Sean Mix, man, I ain't back in Chicago. Shit, it's a nice place to visit, but I ain't gonna live there no more. If I move back to Chicago, that means I'm making about $200,000 a year, and I'm gonna be living on the Gold Coast. That's where I'm gonna be living. Downtown, where I don't need no car, because a cab or Uber will take me anywhere I go, and everything I need is within a 6-block radius downtown. And that ain't happening no time soon. So when we're talking about saying, well, what the policeman's job is, how they supposed to serve and protect, that ain't their fucking job. Their job is to enforce the law. That's it. We pay their salary. You sure in the fuck do. That is what we are paying for, is enforcement of the law. Plain and simple. Willie Will says that was murder. That was murder. Even in combat, you cannot fire until fired upon. Willie Will, you do not, sir, know the law. This is not war. This ain't soldiers on out in the field on deployment in some other country. This is not that. Plain and simple. It's not you don't fire unless you fired upon. This is not that. These are not war rules. This ain't war games. This ain't that. This is law enforcement. And law enforcement says if a police officer is in danger or feels that he is in danger, it is his discretion. Feels that he is in danger of his life or someone else's being in grave danger or grave bodily harm or death, then they are able to use lethal force. Period. That's the law. Those are the facts. So I'm sorry, what you hoped, what you would like. Now, if you would like to get that law changed to where that's what it is, then you need to go ahead and talk to your local congressman, talk to your local lawmakers, and you need to start working on a bill to get that into law. But that is not the law, sir. You can too fire, and you should fire, as opposed to waiting for a motherfucker to see. You gonna wait for a bad guy to shoot at you? What if he hits you? Yeah, I guess you just lose out there, huh? That's the job. Man, these motherfuckers are crazy, man. It don't work like that, Willie Will. I'm sorry. But the thing is, when you're talking about what a law enforcement officer is up against, and when you're talking about as a civilian, what you are up against. As a civilian, what am I up against? I got the police coming after me. So I can either surrender and go to jail, have my day in court, right? Have my day in court, guilty or innocent, depending on if I got a good lawyer or depending on if the evidence supported what they said I did or not. I can go home. If I try to fight, resist, argue, beat up, whatever it is I try to do in the streets, I am fucking around with two things. What are the two things I always say? Anytime you have an interaction with the police, you're dealing with your freedom and your life is on the line. And you will potentially lose both of them, making the wrong decisions. I don't understand why we want to fight the police in the streets. You don't win. Show me where a nigga done won fighting the police in the street. Show me where a nigga, show me how many of these interactions have taken place where the police have stopped somebody, tried to arrest somebody, and that person kicked the police ass, took their gun, took their baton, whatever it is you want to call it, and rode off like Jim Kelly did in the beginning of Enter the Dragon. I'm going to whoop the police ass because they fucking with me, and then I'm going to drive off in their car. Show me how many times that's happened. And I can show you 1,000 times to where it went the other way. You are fighting a battle that you will never win. So just comply. It's simple. No, they shouldn't have did me like that. No, what the law says. Just like the other night when I was talking to, when Brielle was on the show. And he was talking about the different jurisdictions, talking about all of that legal knowledge that you may have, you need to execute it in court, not in the streets. Court is for that very thing, for you to argue your position and your point. It is not supposed to happen in the streets. Just saying.
Hey, shots fired, shots fired. Where is it? Where is it? I don't know, I'm looking for the gun, he's up there. I did. Where, yeah, where's the, hey.
He said, Left Earth said he sounded like Urkel. No, he sounded like Blank Man. J5, what's happening? That's what he sounded like.
Where?
And my thing is this, it's like you went through all of that to get shot for what? What is it that you're putting on the line to where you will say, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get shot for this one?
Where? Down this way?
It's ridiculous.
He threw it. Yeah.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good, I'm good.
Is anybody outstanding?
One. This way. But I gotta find it.
Now this is the other guy that he saw that had a gun and he dropped it, so he's looking for that gun.
Where is it? Hey, I got it. He's got a do-rag on his head.
And the other guy, at least that other guy, is at least smart enough
do-rag on his head, 5'4",
to drop the gun and
100
take
pounds,
off.
Wearing a black shirt. I got it right here.
Do we think he has a gun?
And no, it was not takeoff from the Migos. It was just a nigga that took off. That's all it was. Shout out to Rob Bond for hitting your boy with $5 in the super chat. Hey, hit that like button as well, y'all. Click that like button, click the subscribe button too. Appreciate you.
I don't know. This is the one that he was holding.
You good?
I'm good. I'm involved.
When the video is brought to slow motion, you can see Mr. K brandish a firearm in his right hand.
See that right there? And that explains the abrasion on your palm. Proof is in the pudding. So, to what Willie was saying, I'm supposed to wait until he points that at me and then fires? I think not. As Dr. Hibbert from The Simpsons would say, heavens no. No way. Yeah. No way. That's more than enough. There is no murder. There is no, oh, they shouldn't have did that to that boy. They just shot him down. They hunted him down. No. That right there was more than enough to let him have it. More than enough.
Mr. K's handgun was recovered by the Department of Forensic Sciences and taken as evidence. Officers provided first aid until DC Fire and EMS transported Mr. K to a local hospital.
And that's my thing too. If these police officers want to shoot these young black boys, these young black kings and princes down in the streets like cold blood, why do they go ahead and do their best as far as administering first aid, trying to get EMS on site? They do all of that. All of that, exactly, Fatine. FBG Duck, he was hunted down. That was some classic rolling up Grand Theft Auto, we gonna hit type of shit that went down with him.
Where he died. As of September 3rd, 2020, this incident is pending review by the United States Attorney's Office for the District of Columbia and the Metropolitan Police Department's Use of Force Review Board.
And that's pretty much it. I guess, like I said, one of my biggest things with this and watching not just this video, but just the other ones I've seen, I don't understand why we are still doing this. Why we're still walking around with guns when the police come. I understand now, if you got a tool because you out there in them streets, you shooting and a robbing and a stealing and a killing, whatever you doing out there, I get that. But when the police show up, why you don't just put your hands up or put your hands behind your back and just go to jail? You're choosing a grave. You're choosing dying. You're choosing getting paralyzed as opposed to just going to jail. So what if you got a warrant? So what if you got to do 2 years? So what if you got to do a year? So what as far as the charges that's against you? Because the reason why I say that, you the reason why them charges are being brought up against you. You're the reason why. You did some shit as to why that's happening. So it's like, why would that be an issue to where you're saying, oh, I don't want to do this and I did that because of this and that did, and they did that. Why would that be an issue if you did it? And my thing is this, even though that's what they said, though, I ain't do, you right. You actually have a course of action. You have the due process in a court of law. That's it. Paul Carrick said, I live in the DMV and it's getting like the crack era again. I can believe that. I can truly believe that. Because, and what he's saying from that is, and Sting also donated 500, I don't know if that's yen or what. He said the best way I've heard it, you do something stupid like this, you don't necessarily deserve to die, but you forfeit your right to live. It's not even forfeiting. You're gambling. You putting that shit on the line. You're shaking the dice. And most of the time, you crap out. You're playing the odds. It's like Vegas. The house always wins because the house is set up to win. That's Japanese yen. Okay, thank you, man. Appreciate it. I'll take what I can get, Doc. But what he's saying as far as how the crack era, again, back when crack hit the streets in the late 80s, mid to late 80s, one of the biggest problems that the streets had as far as safety, the gangs, the shootings, the killings, the robbings, all of that stuff that went on, the violence that peaked, it was because law enforcement was outgunned, outmanned, and they just weren't prepared for what crack did. It was such a huge influx of money and crime into these urban areas. They didn't have the firepower. They were still, back in those days, police officers were still being issued revolvers. You got these niggas getting this crack money. They buying Mac 11s, Tech 9s, Uzis, just like the scene in Miami. Back in when Miami was flooded with cocaine and all that, the cocaine cowboys. Those dudes were riding around, driving around with M16s, AK-47s, Uzis. They had 1911 45s. And you got police departments walking around with 6-shooters on their hips like they fucking cowboys. That kind of shit matters. If I'm sitting here in the shootout with the cartel and these dudes got fucking Uzis with fucking 33 round magazines in them, and I'm sitting here with a fucking 6-shooter, what do you expect me to be able to do? So it's like you take that to the 80s and you take that to those to that crack era where those gangbangers, they had military grade firearms. They did. They not only were evenly matched, in a lot of cases, police officers were outmatched. So there was nothing they could really do. Yeah, they had either 38 standard issues, the 38 specials, or they had the 357s. My daddy had a 357 Python, and motherfucking kid stole it from our fucking house. Motherfucker, I know who the fuck you are too, you little bastard. Stole out my daddy's gun. But either way, it's like those cops back then were outgunned, outmanned. And it led to a bunch of violence. So it's like right now, the police officers, they're not outgunned, but they've had politicians tie their hands. They're playing politics. And now, with the general public and the citizens literally using the police officers as scapegoats to any and everything that's wrong, you're tying their hands even further. And I'm so regretting the day that a police officer doesn't take the proper reaction to what a civilian does and winds up dying because of it. I'm telling you, that's why I keep saying this. You police officers, it's better to be judged by 12 than carried by 6. Y'all do what y'all need to do to make it home. Stop trying to worry about what the people gonna say, what they gonna, cause they gonna, if you in that situation where either don't take the call, don't push it, don't put yourself in danger, or you need to just take the motherfuckers out when they come up against you with these weapons. Trying to figure out, hoping that you don't get prosecuted, hoping that you don't lose your pension. If it's to that point, don't put your life on the line, because I'm quite sure that your family would rather you actually taking down a motherfucking bad guy than to be apprehensive or hesitant and you not making it home. And all they get is a fucking flag and your pension. I'm quite sure of it. I'm quite sure of it. So all you fellow law enforcement officers out there, go and do the job that you swore to do, but keep in mind that your life is the most important thing that's out there when you on your shift. You need to make it home to your families, to your loved ones. Your kids deserve you to be coming home just like anybody else. And with all these people out here talking about fuck 12, defund, disarm, whatever you gonna do to the police, it is what it is. Until people start really appreciating what it is that law enforcement officers do on a daily basis, putting their lives on the line, putting their asses on the line, and understand that they not only accept, but they have to come to the realization every day that they may not come home. If you can't have no respect for that, and the only response to that is fuck 12, pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon, then I would humbly say to all of you that have that same opinion, fuck you. Just like that. Just like that, Mr. Yaddle. Fuck you. Because you are taking what these people do on a day in and day out on a daily basis, and you're making it seem like it's nothing. Period. And it's just like, and that's with any public servant. That's with anybody that goes out there and they put their shit on the line every day. Are there some police officers that need to be better trained? Absolutely. Are there some police officers that do dumb shit and make the wrong moves and don't realize and don't think through what it is they're supposed to be doing? You goddamn right there are. You're damn right. And should those officers be held accountable? Yes. Should those officers be better trained? Absolutely. They should. But just because that's the case, when you own your job and you do something wrong, you don't get fired the first time you do it. Do you? No. There's a process. There's a write-up process to hold you accountable and responsible, and then there is a process to where they train you. Here's my thing. Their lives on the line, so it needs to be taken a lot more seriously. Absolutely. Just like people say, well, they got nurses do more stuff than doctors do. Yeah, nurses have a lot more ways that they can kill your ass too than a police officer. But nevertheless, an officer should have more extensive training. Having officers get certified, okay, fine. You still need to be able to say, this officer needs to go through and do this and do that and do this and learn this. Yep, fine, I'm with that. But there are doctors that kill people every day. There are nurses that kill people every day. And it's usually because of lack of care, not doing enough troubleshooting, not doing enough or giving enough care. Mistakes happen with medicine. Mistake happens with overdoses. Mistake happens in ERs. Oh shit, we left some scissors inside. Oh shit, I left the sponge there. Because if it didn't, there would be no such thing as medical insurance for doctors. If there wasn't a thing, there wouldn't be a fucking cutoff that was put in place to where you can only sue doctors for this much and that's it. That goes to show you the amount of people that were dying at the hands of malpractice. Malpractice insurance is just for that. When a doctor practices medicine incorrectly. So when you hear doctor got a malpractice suit, that means he probably fucked up. Well, he sees 30 people a day. He sees 42 patients. He can't remember. Don't matter. Don't matter. That's what you go to school for. That's what you go learn. All that, I get it. But you have, how often or how hard is it for a doctor to lose their license to where they can't practice medicine no more, where they fired? You can't be a doctor no more. You can get sued, but you can still be a doctor, right? Exactly. A nurse prescribes the wrong medicine, she don't get fired that day and can't be a nurse no more. But that's what we're trying to hold the police to, that standard. It's bullshit. Just something to think about. All I'm saying is this, and I'm going to end it with this. If we're not questioning what we're doing and why we're doing it, then we're literally being exploited and led astray. It's that simple. You're being used. You're like a tool. If you can't explain exactly in detail with purpose on what it is that you're doing and why you're doing it, and showing the goal and showing the results from that to show that it works and why it works and how it's going to work, if you can't break down the innermost details of what it is you're supporting and you're not questioning that, that's a problem. That is a problem. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and give a shout out to everybody that donated. Shout out to Ray, Rob Bond. Is it Ray or Ra? I don't know, but Ray, Rob Bond. Shout out to Paul Carrick. Shout out to Sting. Thank you guys so much. Let me go ahead and check this young Cash App. Oh, I got couple people. I think one person. Let's see who I got here. I'm gonna check that in the PayPal, and we're gonna get on up out of here. I hope that this video helps somebody become a better version of themselves. I hope that we learn to just stop doing those things that are going to put our lives in jeopardy. Comply. That's it. Shout out to KW Stevens. Hit your boy off with $10. That's what's happening. Appreciate you. Also, shout out to my man Mental Black. He says, showing love from Sacramento, California. I see you out there in Cali, player. That's what's up. Thank you so much. Also to Raw Havoc. Hit your boy off with $7.57. That's what's up. Appreciate you. And to MTMT5, thank you so much for your donation too. I appreciate it. For live footage on Sunday. Thank you. That was a show I did on Sunday. That was awesome. It was a good show too. I enjoyed it. Enjoyed myself. All right, and I hit KW Stevens as well. Thank you guys so much. I'm gonna check this young PayPal and we gonna get it on up out of here. You guys have a good night. I will be doing another show tomorrow. I do know that. That's gonna be pretty good. It's gonna be real different, but I'm definitely gonna do it. It's one of those shows that y'all know that I really don't like doing, but sometimes I can't hold my mule and just gotta do it. So we'll see what that goes like tomorrow. Shout out to Beverly Jones. She said from the old lady. Thank you so much, Beverly. I appreciate that. That's what's up. Always looking out. And let's see who else. Dana Robinson hit your boy off with $5. That's what's up. Just a little love to help keep the lights on. Hey, I got some lights too. These are powerful lights now. Thank you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. All right, I think that is everybody. Let me just double check because I don't want to miss nobody. Oh, I got one more. Jason Richards hit your boy off with $5. He says, "Peace, Brian. Thanks as always for the information, commentary, and laughs. Respect, Jay Rich. Appreciate you, man. Hey, look, I hope you guys have a good night. I'm gonna go try to get on this Call of Duty and finish leveling up this HDR sniper rifle because I need it to be gold, all gold, everything. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. I love y'all. Peace, and I'm out. And I want to send a shout out to my lovely wife, my amazing little daughter, and my awesome son. Oh, I didn't forget this time. I love y'all. And peace out to my brother, Tommy Sotomayor. I love you, bro. Y'all have a good night. Shout out to Soto Nation. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.